Oh yes, you're live now. Hello guys, this is Igor MGTOW in video games, and today we're going to be talking about the death of the MRAs and the MRM by female infiltrators. So, so the thing is, while MGTOW has been growing in size, the MRAs and the MRMs have fallen into obscurity. And now I'm going to explain to you as to why. So if you want a link, then click here. Guys, link. The MRA was designed in mind to stop. The MRAs were designed to stop the feminazis, and this sort of thing. But it failed as more and more female infiltrators have been entering in. So much so that the message is watered down. You can no longer distinguish it. The MRAs were active in 2019, 20 from 2000 to 2010 or something. They're still active now, but they're very obscure. They're very obscure and nobody even knows about them. They're really obscure. MGTOW is the only pro-male philosophy that actually survived. And now I'm going to tell you exactly as to why. This will let you know that so you see their big difference. One of the big difference is that they allowed females in the MRA. MGTOW did not. Which one did survive? The MGTOWs. So of course MGTOW survived because it didn't take in women. One of the many downfall things. And also MRA for the past couple of decades has achieved none of the goals. And MGTOW was created by some of the MREs who realized that changing the system is not the way to go since it can't be changed. So you do realize that okay, and really nothing. So in all actuality, MGTOW actually survived. Basically, the feminazis were attacking the MRAs, doing everything that they can to attack the MRAs, and MGTOWs are the only ones left. So you do realize that things are happening. We are achieving our goals. We do have everything we can. We MGTOWs, the nature of MGTOW lets us survive. We can always adapt. We make sure we have the stability. We can always do what we want. And the thing is, MREs were talking about changing the system and such. But they cannot change the system if they wanted to. Even if they wanted to, they can't. It's that easy. They just attack when they can. So, the MRAs died because they were watered down by female infiltrators. They let females destroy it from the inside. Let's see. Hello. Hi, Kyle Andrews, the Bushman. Hello. So you do realize that the MGTOW succeeded because the way we MGTOWs are set up, we are able to survive anything. While the MRAs couldn't survive a female infiltrator onslaught. We cannot allow that's how the MRAs were destroyed. And the MRA death is largely attributed to one thing. How, you may ask? Because it was all about whether you let females or not. And the MRA death was very similar to the Boy Scout death. They all around, if you let women, they destroy such groups. So you must not let females join any male space area because they destroy it. This happened in the Boy Scouts and it happened in the MRAs. The MRAs died because they let the females in. Do not do such things. It's a bad idea. So let's see. He destroyed the Boy Scouts. Hi. I'm just going to copy paste the invite link because we can, because why not? Hello! Hello! Hello there, SGT Pycole. I used to call you STG Pycole. But I find already your name correct. Also like this video so that Penny doesn't come in and try to dislike it. So in all actuality, we MGTOWs are being able to survive. So the large reason why the MRAs died is because they let females into their space. Something you never, absolutely never wanna do. Because if you do, you'll have a recipe for total disaster. Yes, abbiamo non esiste Fred trovato un mostro i best. Just something. He can do it without even calling. All, all he has to do is give it to me. So in all actuality, we need to create our own MGTOW Slavic community. We do have the Slavic. There you go. Well, that's that. Oh yes, invite link sent. So in all actuality, we were also, so in the olden days, when MGTOW was in its infancy, There was a group known as the Men's Rights Activists. It had the goals of giving men rights and ending the divorce courts. But but we all know what happened to it. So now I'm going to explain to you the end of the MRA in detail. So the MRA went downhill right around when it started to add females into the group. Now the problem is, we all know that females are not interested in giving men rights, but being chameleons. So slowly, as more and more women joined the MRA's rights activists, the more and more it was watered down. And because it was watered down, there is almost nothing things could be because it was watered down. More and more females started controlling the MRAs, and with that comes the end of the MRAs. It ended somewhere around 2010 or 2013, somewhere along the line. But MGTOW was growing. Sandman formed in 2014. MGTOW was growing. So basically, while MGTOWs were succeeding, the MRAs died. And they died because they let females. Absolutely. If you are a part of a man on... Oh, hello, Ivica.
Hi, hi, hi.
I was just explaining the death of a group that existed before MGTOWs and during the early days of MGTOW.
Oh, yes, before infiltration.
Uh, MGTOW was formed in 2001, but there were 2 people or 3 people there. So there was this huge group called the Men's Rights Activists. They were designed with the task of giving men's rights, but we don't hear them nowadays. So you're asking your question on what happened to it? So let me answer it. So long story short, the MRAs decided somewhere around 2005 or 2004 to accept females, and then the infiltration happened. Slowly and slowly, the MRAs were disintegrating because there were simps who were simping to females, and that eventually destroyed the group. And there was also the Boy Scouts of America who were destroyed by female by accepting females, which was much later than the men's rights act, somewhere around 2018.
I forget, I always forget how the name of that man's, well, it was like Gentleman's Club or something. Remind me sometime when we talk and all that, because I always forget. That there was a Gentleman's Club, uh, I think it was 80 or 100 years ago, and they were gathering in bars and in those places where men go, and also gentlemen's. It's like well, not secret society, but gentlemen's society, like that, something like that, where they would gather, talk about all the things they want and are interested in, and females could never infiltrate, but uh,
We
females
all know
tried.
how that turned out.
Well, they were shamed. Ah, you man, who knows what you're talking about? Oh, maybe you are plotting. Maybe you are talking about something bad, this and that, and bullshit.
Oh
So
yes, they
yeah,
even tried to use an excuse that they were plotting against the king to get them to shame.
exactly. Females will use any kind of fear. They all they do is play on fear. Oh, men are gathering. Maybe they are plotting something dangerous. Oh my God, maybe they'll do something. Oh, stop them, please.
Oh yes, they even, which is why if you we learned from the MRAs a long time ago why we should never ever accept females into our philosophy. We know how the MRAs turned out. We know how the Boy Scouts turned out. They were all destroyed the by the migration of females.
Yes, but Boy Scouts, nobody asked boys in Boy Scouts should they receive females. It was like,
I'll tell you exactly. A feminist said that they would petition to defund Boy Scouts. They would petition the government to defund the Boy Scouts if they didn't accept females.
yes, they didn't do it willingly, but the MRAs did it willingly, so they accepted them by their own choice and will. Boy Scouts didn't. Nobody asked Boy Scouts, would you like some girls around you? Nobody asked them. They just forced them inside.
Oh yes, and we MGTOWs saw how Boy Scout. We MGTOW saw how the MRAs were being destroyed by the amount of females. So we've already decided that was in our early days before you and I were MGTOW.
Yes, but that's good because if the women have let MRA alone, that would be like weak man's initiative. They destroyed MRAs and by that created us, which are a lot sharper movement than MRAs. They are like weak compared to us.
Oh yes, but here's the thing: we didn't. We weren't created when they were destroyed. We were created before they were destroyed. But we gained strength when they were destroyed. Basically, we are
Well,
now the only group that caters to men.
well, probably many men saw how they couldn't do anything with their talking about rights, with their talk about laws, with their talk about going to parliament and make complaints about the government, blah blah blah. Many men saw that and saw it like futile battle. It's just you can't win there. So you need to be more
Oh yes,
smarter, smarter, more capable, and more
oh yes.
uh, well.
Here's a comparison. Trying to talk about rights and trying to negotiate with females is like trying to invade Russia in the winter.
Yes, exactly. It's like there's a saying in Montenegro. They say "Gdje na Rusiju u japanke," which means taking on Russia in your slippers. I mean, are you crazy? So it's like something to if you want to destroy yourself, it's suicide mission basically.
Oh yes. Basically, the Emirates were doing a suicide mission by. So what the Emirates were doing is like trying to invade Russia in the winter. A guaranteed suicide mission.
Well, they had good intentions. It's like they really meant it will be enough to just say, "Hey, people, it's obvious that these laws are against men." But they didn't know that women are just like the biggest hypocrites in the universe. That they will say, "Yes, of course it's against you. So what? Fuck you. Shut up." So it's futile.
Oh yes. And Victor was created by Emirates who saw that there is no way we are going to be changing.
I think the best comparison is the war. I mean, if you can't confront your enemy on the battlefield, like uh, in Vietnam, uh, Army of Vietnam couldn't just confront Americans on the ground, on the open ground, because Americans had superior firepower, superior air force. I mean, if you enter the battle like that, you'll just get killed. But they then went to jungle and became guerrilla warfare and started guerrilla warfare, and you can't really fight guerrilla warfare that easy as even if you have superior firepower.
Oh yes. Let's play Spot the MGTOW. Five, four, three, two, one. You can't spot him because he's the best hider ever.
Exactly, like gorilla. We are in the jungles or in the mountains, and all they can do is just to try to find us by entering deserts, by entering jungles, by entering mountains. But it's our field, it's our territory, so they can't really destroy us as they would like to, because we are waiting for them. We made traps for them to make them bleed.
Or they'll try to attack us, but they'll fail like usual. You know
They'll
this usual shame. You know this usual shaming tactic when men have their own group. How dare you, Igor, be a misogynistic piece of shit? Their usual shaming tactic.
Yes, and they will try to lure us out from our holes. They'll try to lure us on the open where they can fire and destroy us, because when we hide, they don't have the target. You can have the best gun in the world and the best weapon in the world, but if you don't have a target, I mean, in what will you shoot? I mean, you can't just shoot anywhere. You need to have the target so you can destroy it. But if we don't give them target, it's just futile to have all those guns, and they have guns, for shaming, for making stamping mark on somebody's forehead. Oh, he's a rapist, he's a misogynist, he's this and that. But if we don't come out to the light, they can't do anything. We'll stay in the shadows, brothers.
Oh, we are MGTOWs are better than any MR. As the Chipai Gold said, MRA should have trashed women. It's their fault. Well, the MRAs try to be a bit more moderate, but we always know being moderate in an anti-male situation is not going to give you the best results.
They tried by playing fair against women who are not fair and don't give a fuck about fair and don't give a shit about being honest and the real just laws and fair justice and all that. No, they don't care about that. They care only about the power. And if you try to take their power, they'll like lie, cheat, and do anything they can to destroy you. So you can't really go fair against women. No, no way.
Yes,
I mean, MRAs are right. They have the right. They have evidence. They have argument. They have everything. But what is that good to you when the other side don't give a fuck about fair and justice and anything? I mean, it's like talking to a lunatic. If you go to a madhouse and meet some guy that he thinks he's a, I don't know, he thinks he's a submarine, for example. He thinks he is a submarine. And you'd say to him, "Hey man, you're not a submarine. You are a man. You are a human being. Fuck you. I'm a submarine. I'm just go around in through the water. But you are not. Yes, I am. I am submarine." And you can't argue with that person. There's no way. But women
that's
are
why
even
he is. That's why he is in a madhouse.
exactly. But women are worse because madman, he's mad. It's not his fault. He's just sick. He's ill. You can't blame him for thinking like that. He just something cracked in his brain and he's crazy. But women, they do it on purpose. They know they are wrong. They perfectly know that they are wrong. But they just look you in the eyes and say, "Okay, it's not like that." And you say, "But how? 2 plus 2 is 4." I mean, no, it's not. It's 7. But it is. Look at this. I have a calculator. 2 plus 2. No, fuck you. Fuck your calculator. It's 7. I say it's 7. And they look you in the eye. And they know they're lying. They know they're cheating. But they can. The problem is females would behave the same like this before, but they couldn't. Our ancestors didn't give them the right to behave like assholes like they do today. They can, and that's the problem. When they can, they'll do it. Why wouldn't they?
Oh
That's the
yes,
problem.
yes. Remember the don't slap women under all circumstances, even if they slap you.
Yes, crazy. Even
But
if even if they try to kill you, you just stand there and receive hits. That's it.
but when but but women try to touch me, you'll see what happens.
I remember the news from Canada about I think it was 7 years ago. Uh, some girl attacked some dude, and he just put up his hands to just to defend his face because she wanted to scratch his eyes out and his face and everything and try to hit him as hard as she could. Uh, and the police came and took him under arrest because he, as they said in the report, he had put his hand on a woman. But he said, I was just trying to defend my face. Yes, but you can't just put your hands up when in a contact with women. I mean, what the fuck? Imagine that shit, man.
Oh yes. So they have a lot of bullshit, and I also agree. These women can create a lot of bullshit arguments. Basically, it's like I think the only place women do belong is in an insane asylum.
Well, it's hard to put somebody in the asylum who is not crazy, just who just pretend he is crazy or she is crazy. So it's like 100 years ago, our grandfathers would just slap them, and they would come to their sense in a second.
Yes, but the end, but the main part of this stream is never ever allow never ever allow women into your groups if you create a male oriented group. Watch the Boy Scouts, watch the MRA, see what happens.
Yes, I mean you can't just play fair. They'll pretend they will one day when they see that MGTOW is winning, they will say, "Okay, we were bad girls. Please come back. We will be good girls." But it's all just
Oh
fake.
yes, we call that chameleons.
Yes, they behave as they can. That's the bottom line. They behave as they can. To our grandfathers, they were like peaches and cream, like kittens, because they had to behave good. They couldn't behave bad because our grandfathers would just slap their asses off. Today, they can behave badly because it's
Because we are
allowed.
soy because
Yes,
most men are soy cocks.
yes, they can. If they couldn't, you think that they would? No.
Oh yes. They may try to also these feminists are so extreme. They even want to rebuild cities in their own image.
Yeah, like we need to just to tear down cities and ask women, okay, how do we build cities for you?
This hilarious. This honestly bullshit.
I mean, this country is falling apart, and they talk about deconstructing cities for them. I mean, what the
Oh
fuck?
yes. Someone someone needs to tell them that this is Belgrade, not Leningrad.
Well, I'm afraid this is just the beginning. Who knows what else? What other fucking idiotic bullshit ideas they will get. I mean, I can't wait to see them. It's like
Oh
crazy.
yes.
I yesterday some guy killed some woman and her father. I don't know. I went to see the comments. It was like, oh my God, all women will be killed in this country. Everybody is against women. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, in Serbia, 30 women a year per year gets killed or something. That's like 0.0000 from the 7 million population. It's like, what the fuck are they talking about? It's like we're trying to destroy women.
Of course, they're planning to use this. This incident is like how should we say? Incident is like the fuel that the feminists need to create their bullshit. Basically, it's a basically it's a pretext for the feminists to do what they plan to do.
Exactly, they'll just use it as evidence. Oh, you see, men are killing women. I mean, yes, but also women kill men. Nobody talks about how many men are killed in this country by women. No, nobody ever mentions that. Why?
Oh yes, because you're going to get shamed if you even dare to suggest something.
Yes, you are evil for trying to find out the some stupid information. It's just an information, how many of this is killed by this and how many of this is killed by that. But they don't want to talk about it. They don't even meant to mention it.
Because if you ever dare to mention something that is an anti-woman, pro-man, you'll get shamed.
Yes, because only they are victims. If you try to show that even men are victims, it's like misogyny because only women can be victims. Mentioning men being victims is stealing victimhood from women. You can't steal victimhood from women. They are eternal, forever victims.
Because if you ever dare to criticize the woman, then you'll get attacked.
I mean, it's just. But this is the best. I mean, it would collapse anytime. This is the best way to collapse. I mean, if it has to be better this way than being ignorant and being a slave for women and everything.
Yes, because if you dare to even mention something against the woman, then you get attacked. And
Yeah,
hashtag
because
also
they know.
speaking of anti-MGTOWs, I found this pathetic anti-MGTOW YouTube channel. It's called Momo Not MGTOW. Basically, how can I describe it? It's like a crying female child making a video saying that MGTOW are bad and women have not done anything wrong. I'll send you the link.
Oh yeah, they are victims forever, and they are always angels, and they do only good things, and they are like perfect, and they are like too good for this planet. They are like high beings, and we are like bad, evil worms.
Oh yes, I sent you the link through the chat. You can also watch it after the stream to see how pathetic this is. And I already made a response video on my channel.
Okay, I see the link. I've sent you few mails. I remember.
Oh yes. Basically, basically she made a video in Serbian and said, and she was basically acting like she was almost going to cry when she said that we should die at the end of the video.
So she's from Serbia?
Uh, the video language clearly suggests so.
Oh, not I can see it. Not MGTOW. Okay. Really? Oh,
That's
it's
the
short.
channel name. That's
It's
the
so
channel
short.
name.
Yeah, I can see it's so short. 50-second video. Wow.
Yes, all she ever says, it's 50 seconds of bullshit. Don't you agree?
Well, it's 50 seconds too long. Oh my
Watch the
god.
watch the video and you'll see what I mean.
I mean, we're like, this country is just too poor, too destroyed,
This is the
too.
description of their video. MGTOW is fucking shit and normal thing to MGTOW. They even plan to make a diss track in the next video as the title says.
Okay, I mean, they mention MGTOW, so we have free commercials, so any commercial is good.
Oh yes.
I like it when they mention MGTOW because it helps spreading our movement.
Well, the channel only has 1 subscribers.
Well, one too many.
I made a response video. Basically,
Ah,
I'm going to show you the video. Let's see. The voice is so pathetic. If you watch the video, you'll see what I mean.
can't wait, man. It's probably like
Classic
crazy.
Athletic Silver. Classic. She says that she hates Megan Silver. She says that we're a retarded group against women. Now, looking at the voice, I suggest that this is a female child.
Well, you can't really do anything about it. Just let them
I
lie,
already
let them
resp-
cheat.
I responded to the video, and I have also shown the divorce statistics.
That won't help, they just ignore facts. Facts are, for them, facts are like something you can ignore, you can spit on, you can just delete, you can throw it away. It's like they're not compelled or forced to deal with them. It's like something that doesn't make any sense. Like, who gives a fuck about facts? They are not important. But we men are forced by the law, by the society, to respect facts.
Oh yes.
And they are not. They can ignore facts. I mean, some woman on the street may say to you, I don't know, the sun doesn't shine in your face. She can say that in your face, looking in your eyes. She can say the sun doesn't shine, and you said like, what? The sun shines? No, no, no. The sun doesn't shine. And nobody will say, hey, you're crazy, lady. What you talking about? Nobody will say that. They'll some soy boys may even applaud to her. Yes, you're right, this and that. If she's pretty, some soy boys will just said yes, yes, you're right. The sun really doesn't shine. They can
Total
ignore.
BS. Total bullshit.
Yes, they can do the bullshit thing all the way. And nobody will say, "Shut the fuck up! What you doing, bitch?"
And if they say that, they will say, "Oh, you're such a misogynistic shit fuck whore."
Yes, you are misogynistic piece of shit because you say the fact that they don't like. You just have to lie to make them feel better because the truth is not important.
Oh yes. So the best thing I can describe about the video is that we have a whining little girl trying to attack MGTOW.
This guy Bobby said women are evil, Serbs are evil. So I have a question for him. Who is more evil, women or Serbs?
I, I would respond with women.
I want to know his answer. Who is more
I would say
evil?
women. I would say women because with Serbs you get to keep your money and you don't have to pay alimony and child support.
Well, we need to see his answer. Bobby, who is more evil, Serbs or women? It's a such a competition, you know, Serbs versus women. Who is more evil? We Serbs need to improve our evilness because women are really tough competitors.
Oh yes.
Will you do the reaction video or comment video on that song I sent you about female singer ordering man to die for her on her
Oh
sign?
yeah, I'll check the email. I'll check the email. At least on the phone it's a bit faster.
It's an old song, but you know the lyrics are die like a man on my sign. It's like what the fuck? I mean, imagine
If it if it was reversed, women would then women would get triggered.
imagine the mayhem and chaos if that was reversed. It would be like what the fuck? The entire city would burn. I think it would be like
How
mad.
dare you? How dare you make a? How dare you make a anything that is against women?
Yeah, and in that song she's basically ordering. She's giving the order to a man to die on her sign, on her mark. Like she's like giving, she'll give him the sign and he'll die. It's like she's the Lord of Death or something. She orders him to die. What the
Is she
fuck?
mad?
Well, you'll listen the song and see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like madness, and it's an old song. If it was today, if it was the song from this year, I would like think, okay, it's a feminazi song, but it's like 20 years old or something. It's like I was a kid when that entered the media. It was
Oh yes. We
crazy.
should just think of it as a classic feminazi song.
Yes, classic. And going all the way, all day on the radio, on the TV, like programming little men and boys. Ah, women are saying to us they are in control of our lives and they just give the sign and we need to die. Blah, 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 blah. It's like programming, brainwashing.
Oh yes.
Well,
Oh
he
yes.
he didn't he didn't answer who is more evil. Come on, Bobby, I want to know.
I guess we're not evil enough.
Well, it's a tough answer, you know. Women on the one side, serves on the other. Who is more evil? It's a tough call, you know. You can't just say right away. You need to think a lot. I so the guy from Istria. didn't come to channel to surrender Croatia to,
He, I can already annex it, no problem.
any other parts of former Yugoslavia.
Let me think about it. Oh yes, but uh, oh
I
yes,
I think more Americans are your subjects than Serbs or Yugoslavians.
yes, let's focus more on the MGTOW topic. So
Yeah, you're
the
right.
entire premise of this stream is don't ever, ever, not in a million years, don't add women into your men focused group.
Yes, because they'll infiltrate and try to control inside.
Basically, this is what I think. If you're adding women to your men group such as the MRAs and the Boy Scouts, you're just asking for trouble.
Well, I like it when the women fight feminazism outside the MGTOW movement. For example, the Lauren, what was her surname?
Lord stubborn. But
Southern,
what?
yes.
Yes, but here's a thing. They're only traditionalists because they are meant for traditionalists. Otherwise, they're only chameleons and they're not interested in any real, in actually being our allies. They're just chameleons pretending.
Yes, probably most of them, but
The only
there are
reason,
probably
the only reason there are so many traditionalists is because these women have nice things to look at. If it was meant, then there wouldn't be a lot of display.
yes, but there are women who really had fathers. Many women today didn't even have fathers, it was like broken homes, it was like divorced parents. So some women had fathers and had respect for their fathers. They were real men. So they are raised in the family with traditional roles. So they
Uh,
really
we
need.
call that we call that the nuclear family.
Exactly. And so they respect and love man's authority. And they need man's authority. And they try to find it, but in the society today, it's like destroyed. Man's authority is
Yes.
destroyed.
Oh yes. Once we implement the artificial womb, we will have the task of redefining the nuclear family because women are going to be out of the picture. So this new nuclear family, once the artificial womb is released, is basically like men, their robot wives, if they get one, and the artificial womb, plus whatever children are born.
Hey, now you mention it. Have you seen the news from yesterday? It was like news on the B-92. The news was, should we allow surrogate mothership in Serbia? For example, for those who don't have wombs to have surrogate mothers to
Women
give.
will say, women will say no. I know it. They want to
Oh
force
yes.
you to marry, but there are some women who will say yes because they can earn money.
Exactly. So you should do a video and comment that news and comments inside the news because some females said, "Oh, we shouldn't allow this or this and that," and some men were in the comment section saying, "Finally, we men don't need females to have child," and it was like painful for female commentators.
Oh yes, you cannot even basically if there is any mention that females are going to lose and their and feminism is going to lose and that men are great, it's going to be shamed 100%.
Yes, and they started right away. They started with like shaming and attacking, and uh, talking trash about that program. Like, oh, some other countries tried surrogate mothership and they failed. It was hell. It was bad. Don't do it. So they tried to shame and make it look bad and all that. So to just people be afraid of doing it.
Oh yes, but the thing is, the only reason women dislike surrogate mothers is exactly is exactly like this. Women are going to lose resources. The women who are not surrogate and who are allowing marriage. Basically, it would be the fight between women. This is the issue that divides the women. Or we can skip women entirely and go with artificial wombs, which all women dislike.
Well, they'll have to see it between themselves what the fuck they want, because some of them want traditional roles, some of them want feminazi supremacy, so they'll have to just see between them to fight it out between themselves what the fuck they want and what the fuck.
So, so enter the feminist civil war.
Well, that would be like very interesting standing on the side eating popcorn and watching them fight. It would be like really interesting
Oh yes.
because
We should
feminazis.
probably we should wait when the feminists are super weak and then start our attack. Once a week we can knock them out easily.
Wow, they are like. Have you ever seen girls fight? It's ridiculous. It's like really funny. I remember when used to go to school, they sometimes fought each other, and it was like hilarious. I love watching females fight.
Yes, I like watching them totally dissolve. And then it's actually covering Genos MGTOWs going in and swooping and restoring order in the favor of MGTOW.
They are so anti-talented for fighting. It's like screaming, scratching, pulling hair, this and that. It's like wow, so funny. I mean, like
Yes, they're basically not designed to fight. So they'll resort to tactics. And we all know how that works out.
oh my god, I'm looking for the surrogate mothership news, but I really entered some other news which says how much is woman protected when she reports violence? And there's three women in the studio talking about, oh my god, it's like so, so shitty, so, what a victimhood shit. Well,
Yes,
I'll send you that too, so you can maybe do something about it. It's like cringe worthy.
yes, it's cringeworthy as fuck. Because when feminists fight each other, that will be the most interesting sight. Because it can't do anything about it.
Well, it's like,
Let's see how well they will
I'm not
try to. You know, very hi. Next I'll say forward. Hello. You see how they the women are just focused on fighting each other. One of the reasons is that women all compete for the male resources. Surrogates say that this is a good development because they'll gain resources. Just for one marriage to say it's bad, it's because men won't marry. So basically, it would be like a future feminist battle royale.
Is there some other caller I should just move to give some space and time to other caller?
What kind of color?
I don't know. You just said somebody's on the line beside me.
Oh, wait. I'm planning to end the stream soon.
Ah, okay then. I thought maybe to give some time to other. I'm too
Well,
too
this was
open.
very fun.
I don't want to be boring all the time. Me every night. I would like to have. I would like you to have different callers every night, so you can just spread your words
Oh,
and.
there were different colors.
Good, great.
Oh yes, and there are more, and there can be two or even three or even four colors at the same time.
Well, that I suppose that's not easy to have because for people talking or wanting to talk, it's like
Oh yes, we have to have people waiting in line.
yes, but if we are civilized, we can all have time to say our thing.
Oh yes, I'm planning to end the stream soon.
Okay. Well, how much are we talking? Half an hour? No, almost an hour, right?
57 minutes.
Ooh, oh, time flies, man. It's like
That's the usual size of the stream.
this is crazy how much how fast time flows, man. It's
Oh
like
yes, when you're bored, time is slow as heck, but when you're actually interested, time flies by. It's that easy.
yes, I mean it's something else last that lasts just few minutes. You're like, oh my god, it's never gonna go. And things like this, like hours just pass, hours just fly.
Oh yes, but I think I have to end the stream now, so this is
Thank you,
Igor making a video. Hit the
thank
like
you.
and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. If it's a MGTOW, however you're called, bye.
Bye
And I'm
bye.
going to. So now that we had a really fun stream today, so we're ending stream now.